Hi, thanks for buying the Affinis Payslips tools. This is how you install it, set it up and use it. You'll have two files. One is the Payslips file, which is based on a Microsoft Access. If you have Access installed, you'll see the icon as shown here or similar. If there's no icon and it's just a blank page icon, you need to install the Access runtime, which comes with it as well. This is free. You can also download it from the Microsoft website. Double click that, follow the install instructions, and you're ready to go. Double click the Payslips icon to run the Payslips tool. You have to open the macros. If you don't, it won't work. Once you open them, you see the splash screen, which has the instructions and some terms. If you hit do not accept, it will quit, so you have to click accept to get into the tool itself. This shows you that it needs setting up because there's no employer or employees. Yes to view the video, no to go straight into the tool. This is the main screen. Now you'll see here it's the Payslips screen with the Payslips records, the logs with event and error logs when things go wrong, and the setup where you can set up your employer, your employees, change the labels which are displayed on the Payslip form itself, and the About button which shows you the version of the tool and any restrictions on the version that you have bought. Usually one company, 9 employees, and either it's allowed for all tax years or restricted to a particular tax year depending on what you've bought. So let's set this up. Click on employees, and you're going to create your employees. These have to be exactly the same as in your HRMC BPT. This is an example of a payment record CSV file that's been exported. So we need the employee full name exactly as per the tool. Let's put that in. And if they have a national insurance number, you must put it in, and it must be a correct one as per the tool. The address field is optional. Once you've done the first employee, you can navigate using the little buttons at the bottom to the next and do the same. Type in any more the employees that you have, full name and national insurance number if they have one. These are fictional employees and a fictional company, by the way. Okay, those are the 2 employees set up. You can navigate between them using the buttons at the bottom. Let's go now to set up an employer. Click on the Employers tab. You need the employer's name. And let's use make sure it's correct as per the exported payments record. Acme Fireworks. Type in that into the employer name field. You must put in the accounts office reference and you must put in the PAYE reference. So let's do that now. The other fields here are all optional. They'll display on the payslip if you put them in. If you try and set up more than one employer, if it's restricted, you will get this error message. Now you set up the employer, you have to assign the people you set up earlier as employees. So go to the Add Remove Employees tab, drop down box and select the ones you created earlier. You can put in here optional fields as a payroll ID, their tax code and their payment frequency. These aren't needed for the tool. We may use them in later versions of the tool. But let's put them in anyway. And another row for your next employee. You can put up to 9 employees because that's the limit of the HRMC basic PAYE tools. If you want to remove one, just click on the left hand side there, highlight it and hit delete. And you can add them back in. If you delete them, it will delete their payment records, so be careful. Okay, we're done. We are now set up and we can import our pay slips or payment records. Click on Payslips, and the payslips will be displayed in this grid here. There's none, so let's click on Import Files. Navigate to where you save your exported CSV files, and I'm not going to go through the instructions on how you do that from the HRMC tools itself. You should export them and save them in a directory and give them a meaningful name. And you can see here we have 12. You can import one or multiple at any one go. Click on OK. And you'll see here it says, hang on, this is restricted to 2015 tax year, but one of the records you're importing is 2014, so it won't import that record. But the other 11 records, it will import. Click on No here, because you don't want to go and buy the next version. It will tell you there was a problem. And you can see that problem if you go to the logs. There you go. It failed the tax year check, and it'll tell you which record. It was a 2014 and this is a 2015 tool. Let's go back to Payslips and you can see the other 11 records all imported okay. So how do you view a payslip? Well, firstly you can amend each of these records. We wouldn't recommend it because this isn't a payslip, a PAYE calculator. If you make changes, it won't change any of the other information. Click on Payslip, and you can view the individual payment record in a payslip form, as you see here, and you can click on the print button in the top left to print. That will print on a sheet of A4. You can also view selected payslips, and that will view in the same format all the payslips in that grid. And you can print them all in one go. It will be 2 payslips per sheet of A4. Let's close that. But let's say you want to filter. So you can apply a filter for the company, for the tax year, and for the payment period. So let's 6th payment period, and then you can select the employees if you want, but you can select the payslips for that payment period and you can print them all off in one go. You can also clear the filters and it will take you back to all the payment records. So on the payslip, we showed you these little titles, these labels for each of the fields. You can change those if you want. So let's have a go at changing one. Let's go to Setup, Labels, and in the label text column here, which shows editable, let's change one. Let's choose Employer. Let's not call it Employer, let's call it Company. Go back to the payslip, view a payslip, and you should now see here for that field it's shown as company, not employer. Okay, let's close that. Go back to setup. Let's change it back to what it was. Go to labels, restore defaults, and it will restore them all to the labels it was shipped with. If you want to insert another record, click Import Files. If you insert one that it's already got in it, it will tell you it's a duplicate and it won't import it. So click OK and it will say there was an error with that one, and that will be shown in the log. Couldn't import it, it was a duplicate, and it will tell you which record it was, Bob Jones, tax year, payment period. And that's it. You can clear the logs if you want, if they build up. The Payslips tab is the main tab, and that's where your payslips are. We hope it's useful. Thank you very much.